back. Well, witness testimony continues this upcoming week in the trial of Clinton campaign lawyer Michael Sussmann, who is being charged with lying to the FBI when he told then FBI General Counsel James Baker he had dirt on Trump, but was giving it to the FBI as a concerned citizen, not on behalf of any one client, such as Hillary Clinton. Joining me right now is former Department of Defense Chief of Staff. He is former federal prosecutor and the man who worked with Devin Nunes to blow open this case and prove Hillary Clinton and her team orchestrated and paid to get made-up dirt on her opponent, Donald Trump, in 2016, and then got federal agencies such as the FBI and the media to run with it before the 2016 presidential campaign and election. Kash Patel is back with us. He is the author of the new children's book, The Plot Against the King, explaining all of this for children as well. Kash, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. Congrats on the book. We'll talk about that coming up. But first, give us your sense of what you learned, what we learned in that trial room in D.C. last week.
Thanks so much for having me, Maria. And the best way to do this is to run through John Durham's prosecutions. Let's talk about the three-star witnesses, Robbie Mook, Mark Elias, and the FBI's James Baker. So what did we do? What did we learn? So James Baker, the FBI general counsel, whom Michael Sussmann has been charged to lying to about whether or not he was representing anyone when he was shoveling the dirt, testified under oath that he is, well, quote, 100% confident that Michael Sussmann did not say he was there for a client, thus gutting his defense. Critical testimony from the witness himself. And if that wasn't enough, remember, Maria, John Durham has the interrogation transcripts from my deposition of Michael Sussmann 4 years ago when I was running the Russiagate investigation, where I asked him under oath, did you go to the FBI for a client? And he said yes. So it's not just a witness case, it's a paper case. And then you have Michael Sussmann's own text message on the evening before he went to see James Baker, a text message from Sussmann to Baker, where he himself explicitly says, I'm coming to you as a patriot, as a good Samaritan. And let's move on to the testimony of now Mark Elias, his law partner at Perkins Coie, who funneled all the money from the Hillary Clinton campaign to Fusion GPS and the Alpha Bank server nonsense. He comes in and guts Sussmann's defense. He says, we were working together, and of course, the Hillary Clinton campaign was our client. And then there's the documentation, the emails, and the billing that shows that Michael Sussmann was billing the Hillary Clinton campaign for all the work related to Alpha Bank. And if that wasn't enough, you have the FBI's tech expert come in, I think his name was Hellman, come in and say, the FBI knew one day after we received this information about Alpha Bank and the purported connection to Trump Tower that it was complete garbage. That is some pretty powerful testimony and documents from John Durham.
Well, I want to talk about the Scott Hellman, the FBI cyber analyst, statement at the trial, because what Scott Hellman, and he is the FBI cyber analyst, testified was just as you just said. He knew right away that the data did not suggest any covert communications between Trump and Russia. He added that he wondered if the person who put together the data was suffering from a mental disability. So talk about the FBI for a moment, because we know that there are two parts to this. On the one hand, it's the Alpha Bank nonsense, that there was the communication between Trump and the Kremlin between this via this Alpha Bank server. But on the other hand, it's also the Igor Danchenko and the Steele dossier. So we know that in January 2017, the FBI interviewed Danchenko. He told them the Steele dossier was garbage. We made it up. We were having beers, joking around with friends. The Alpha Bank, he knew in September 2016. So you got the Danchenko meeting with the FBI in January 17, just as Trump was taking office. And right before the election, September 2016, the FBI says this can't be true. So talk about the FBI's culpability here, because we've been focused on the Clinton campaign, but the FBI wasn't fooled into doing an investigation of Trump, was it?
No, and that's why we've called them corrupt cops. Look, me as a former federal prosecutor, a guy who worked on FISAs, let's remind our audience of the timeline. This is the same time in the end of 2016 when the corrupt Clintons bring their dirty information to corrupt FBI agents who lied to a federal judge about the Steele dossier, about the Alpha Bank server nonsense, to illegally surveil their political opponent. And now you have the FBI agent who did the technical analysis, shredding the likes of Andy McCabe, Peter Strzok, and Lisa Page, the corrupt FBI trio that hatched this entire conspiracy on behalf of the Clinton campaign because they didn't like Donald Trump. And that's not my words, that's their words that we've seen publicly. So this FBI agent is taking on the FBI's former leadership to say, you know, there are still good cops here. We knew this information. We did the work on the ground level, but it looks like the political leadership of the FBI politicized national security and put their personal interest above what the law requires. And that's why the FBI's confidence has been shattered in the public.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.